Yo, what's up guys? My name is Andre Kenshin and today is gonna be the third upload of the 2023-2024 NCAA Tournament Bracketology, and the update on November 13, 2023 is already 5 days now. So there's gonna be the title of Bracketology update November 18. As you can see, November 30, 2023, as you go there now. We'll check out there for the third season. Let's check out for Bracket Watch. Purdue is a new leader, top overall seed. First team Mount Providence and last team in Boise State. On the bubble, you see last four buys Northwestern, Kansas State, Maryland, and Michigan was in the new tournament. Last four in Florida, St. John's, Ohio State, and Boise State. In the first four out, we got Providence, Xavier, Texas Tech, then BYU, and finally, in the next four out, New Mexico, Stanford, Iowa, and Utah. Let's see the update. What's going on? There's many changes in the Midwest. You see Texas are following the number 5. Alabama is moved up to number 4. Michigan is in a new tournament. Baylor is moved up to 3. UC Irvine is moved down to 14. And Memphis Northwestern is moved up. And the next up in the South region, Indiana is up to 9. As well Grand Canyon and Texas A&M Crimson as well. And then St. John's was falling to 11th, and Boise State is in a new field. In the West region, several changes in the West region. You see Arizona has moved up to number 1. St. Mary's is moved down to 8. And then look at that, all of them moved down. Arkansas, Dayton, Michigan State, Charleston, and Maryland. And the two of them, Yale and Iowa State, move up. And finally, in the East, you see Tennessee is moved up to number 1. Wisconsin is moved down to 8. Florida and Ohio State are both moved down to 11. Kansas State also moved down to 10. And the Connecticut is moved down to number 2. Alright, it's time for my bracket in 2024 bracketology. As you can see, comment down below. I was using a Google Sheets tournament. That you see right there, comment down below. We're gonna continue on the bracketology. We need those BC weeks. And we're seeing the NFL week predictions, followed by the NBA 2K12 simulations. So get ready for the start. Starting off with the Midwest. I'm gonna take the Purdue win over Texas Southern or Sacred Heart. Mississippi State and Virginia. I think Virginia will win over Mississippi State. Texas will pass Drake, Alabama, and James Madison. Despite 13 seed James Madison by the first rankings in franchise history, I'm gonna take the Crimson Tide will win this one. Miami, Michigan. I'm gonna upset them. I'm gonna take the Wolverines will upset Miami. Baylor and UC Irvine. I think Baylor will win. Memphis Northwestern. I think they're gonna go another upset. I'm gonna take Northwestern will win. And Marquette will defeat Wright State. In the next round 2, we got Purdue will defeat Virginia. Texas will pass Alabama. Michigan versus Baylor. I think the Bears will win this game. And Marquette will pass Northwestern. Purdue and Texas in the Sweet 16. I think I'm going offset. We're gonna do the Longhorns win this game. Baylor versus Marquette. I think Marquette will move on. And the last one, the Elite 8, I'm gonna go the Golden Eagles will move on to the Final 4. Move on to the South region. Kansas versus Iona. I'm gonna take the Kansas will win. Auburn versus Indiana. I think Auburn will win. Kentucky will defeat Grand Canyon. Furman, I'm gonna offset over USC. Illinois and St. John's or Boise State. I'm gonna take Illinois will win. Texas A&M will defeat Eastern Kentucky. TCU will defeat Clemson, and Creighton will win over South Dakota State. Next time around to the South region, we got Kansas will pass Auburn. Kentucky will defeat Furman. Illinois will upset over Texas A&M. Gonna great fun in a close game. And Creighton will pass over TCU. Next up in the South region, the Sweet 16 spots. Kansas will win. We'll move on over Kentucky and Illinois Creighton. Let's go with the Blue Jays. Will win over Illinois and Kansas Creighton. Sorry for Creighton. We're not gonna do it again to beat Kansas. So I'm gonna take the Jayhawks. We'll move on to the Final Four. Tennessee facing the Howard on Morehead State. This is move on the East. I think the votes will win this game. The Volunteers, Wisconsin and Oregon. I think the Badgers will win. North Carolina versus Liberty. I'm gonna take the Tar Heels to win this one. Florida Atlantic and Akron. I think Florida Atlantic will win. San Diego State versus the winner of Florida or Ohio State. I'm gonna take the Aztecs win. Duke versus Calgate. I'm gonna take the Duke will win. Colorado versus Kansas State. I'm gonna take the Wildcats win. And Connecticut will pass over UNC Asheville. Next up, Tennessee versus Wisconsin in the second round. I'm going to take that Tennessee will win over Wisconsin. North Carolina versus Florida Atlantic. I think that North Carolina will win over Florida Atlantic. San Diego State will upset over Duke. And Connecticut will pass over Kansas State. And I like the San Diego State Connecticut. That's gonna be a great rematch. Tennessee versus North Carolina. I think the Volunteers will move on to the final 88 spots in the East. San Diego State and Connecticut is going to be a rematch of the Final Four. I think, I'm so sorry, the rematch of the National Championship. I think I'm going to take the Huskies will win over San Diego State. And then the last out for the Final Four in the East, I'm going to take the Huskies will win over Volunteers. Move on to the last one in the West. We got Arizona versus McNeese State. I'm gonna take the Arizona will win. St. Mary's will pass over Iowa State. A great game. Dayton will upset over Arkansas. It's gonna be a close game, I think. Michigan State and Charleston. I'm gonna take Michigan State will win. Villanova and Yale. I think Villanova will win this game. Gonzaga and Vermont. I think Gonzaga will win this game. UCLA and Maryland, another close game. I think the Bruins will win. And Houston will defeated Weber State. And next up in the second round of the West region, Arizona will pass over St. Mary's. Dayton and Michigan State, I think the Spartans will move on. Villanova, Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga will pass over Villanova. And Houston will pass over UCLA. And the next up in the West, the last spot in the Sweet 16 in the next region, Arizona versus Michigan State. I think Arizona will win over Michigan State. Gonzaga and Houston, I think the Cougars will move on. And now it's time for the last spot in the Final Four rematch of the 2022 Sweet 16. The end of Arizona lose to Houston. Arizona versus Houston, I think the Wildcats will move on to the national championships. So now, it's time for the National Final Four Championships. We got Marquette Golden Eagles versus Arizona Wildcats, followed by Kansas Jayhawks and the Connecticut Huskies. In the first spot on the Final Four, I'm gonna go Golden Eagles will defeat over Arizona. I think I'm gonna go with the Golden Eagles win this game. Kansas and Connecticut. I'm gonna go with the Jayhawks who will win this one over Connecticut Huskies. And for the national championship, Marquette versus Kansas, another battle tough in the close. I'm gonna take the Kansas will win, and the total points will give 5 points. So the Kansas will win this game for the national championship over Marquette. So that's it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe, and we're gonna see you tomorrow for the next upcoming NFL Week 12 predictions, as well as the simulation of the continued NBA 2K12 in 2024 season. Goodbye and thanks for watching.